This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
You're gonna sleep like a baby tonight. In your dreams, everything is alright.
It's the Sleep Show. SCL 650 Boomer Life. We're talking with our sleep expert, Farouk Manji from SleepShop. They're sleep experts with 4 locations in the Lower Mainland. We've talked about how you can compete with the big box stores on price, and you also compete very well because you are sleep experts and the people that are in your store are trained, obviously to a high level. It must take a while to get a newbie up to speed with your level of expertise, right?
It does. We've got a fairly extensive training that we do provide ongoing to our staff. But anybody...
And part of it was listening to Dr. Fleetham's show.
Yes.
Right? Did you make them all listen to his show?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was interesting. Sorry, I jumped in there.
Yeah, no problem. And in terms of any new hires, it takes a good 3 to 6 months to really understand the industry, the needs, the different types of products out there. So it does take some time. All
right. We're going to go through a little education process now of when do you know it's time to get a new bed? Because... every night you're sleeping on it and you don't notice the changes because it's subtle every night. If you had the bed when it was original and then you slept on it the next night the way it is now, you would notice a big difference. But it's so gradual every night. So what are the telltale signs that it's time to invest in a new bed? And it is an investment. It's not inexpensive.
Absolutely. That's a great question. So number one is it's not a telltale sign, but you know it's going to happen. The mattress will gain anywhere from 80 to 100 pounds over the course of 10 years.
This is the gross part, though.
Yes.
Why?
So this is your dead skin cells, bacteria, dust mites. The accumulation of all of that gets into your bed. And it'll eat away and erode all the materials, not all, but the materials that are inside. So, unless you're using a full mattress encasement or a proper mattress protector, which you're washing very frequently.
Or a latex, as you mentioned.
Or a latex mattress. Mm-hmm. Those are the things that'll help to mitigate that.
So the weight of the mattress, okay.
The weight is one definitely. The other is you'll see what we call as body impressions. So in a king, it's very noticeable. You'll have sort of one hill and 2 valleys. Yeah. You're kind of sleeping in your valley, and then up the middle you'll have a hill. So anything greater than 1 inch to 1.5 inches, it's time to change. And how can you tell that? Basically throw a straight edge across your mattress.
Will turning the mattress or flipping it over help with that?
You should. And that's part of the regular upkeep of your mattress. So you want to be rotating it. Every change of season is basically what we say.
Right.
So you want to rotate it. If you still have an old traditional double-sided mattress where you've got a pillow top on both sides, you want to be not only rotating, but you want to be flipping that as well at the same time. Mm-hmm. So the body impression is definitely one. When you snuggle together, and if you're both kind of dipping to each other.
So there's a valley in the middle.
And the valley
you roll into the center, right?
You roll together. Yeah. That's definitely another sign where the components, whether it's the coils, the foam inside, are starting to now give way. So those are pretty much the main signals. Then there are other things. The quality of your sleep. If you know you're going away, and whether you're staying at a hotel or relatives or a friend's house, and you're sleeping much better, and you come home and you're back to your normal poor sleep quality, that's definitely a key sign.
Sore back, sore hips, anything like that?
Yeah, and your body, all of us are, as we age, as we do different activities, you're going to have, your body's going to go through different changes. And there'll be periods of time where you may have and experience back problems and that, but that, look at all the things in terms of what are you doing during the day that's been differently.
Well, that's what I was thinking about. When you go to a hotel and you get that good night's sleep and your back is all of a sudden not aching in the morning, is maybe a sign. Right?
Yes, exactly. So then you know that these are times where you need to change your mattress.
Now, what should you budget for? We'll stick with a queen, not a king, sort of right down the middle there. What kind of money should you budget for a new bed if you haven't shopped for one in 10 years, for example?
So
what's the range, you think? What's the comfortable range for most people?
I'd say, a good comfortable range would be between $1,000 and $2,000.
Okay.
And in that range, you can get a good assortment. Now, can you buy a mattress for less than $1,000? Absolutely. You can buy a mattress for $500 if you really wanted to. Mm-hmm. And the mattresses that are generally put on promotion, you'll hear them, advertised, or you'll see it in the newspaper. But these mattresses don't have everything that you can get or should get in a $1,000 mattress. What you want to look for are really four things. Mm-hmm. One is that it's got balanced, it'll get the body balanced pressure. You want to have something that will help in terms of controlling your temperature through the course of the night, not necessarily making you sleep cold.
But that's the question you have to ask that we mentioned earlier. What's the content of what's in the mattress, and what's the content of the foam? Is it dense? Has it got air, will allow air through? Those are the questions, right?
Exactly. And we will go through that. The third is you want to make sure that it's a type of mattress that won't disturb if you have a partner sleeping with you. You're not going to disturb one another if one turns and tosses. And then that leads to the fourth one, is that to ensure that there's good pressure relief. The surface of the mattress should allow your body to sink in to a point where it's allowing your hips and your shoulders to have that pressure relief, so you won't be tossing and turning through the course of the night.
Okay, so what is the range that you can buy a mattress? Okay, so you're saying comfortably between $1,000 and $2,000 is what you should. Is that sort of the sweet spot for most people? Is that 80% of your clients spend that amount of money? Yeah, it's a little less.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely people. So I'd say between 60 and 70% usually are in that kind of zone there.
So what's the difference between the $1,000 mattress and how expensive can you get?
We've got a mattress or a couple of mattresses that are at the $6,000 to $7,000 range.
And what's in those that makes them that worth that?
Really, it's it's going back to the all natural certified organic latex. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that cost the most to manufacture. Because there are a lot of things that go into it in terms of creating the all organic product in there.
Okay, so if you're saying 60 to 70, you're spending $1,000 to $2,000. Where do the remainder buy? A little above, or a little below?
Yeah. Then it's pretty much a little skewed to below, mm-hmm. and then almost the same amount that are getting the luxurious bed.
Now, do you notice that? The amount you spend is directly correlated to what you get. Is there a price value correlation there, in your opinion? Like, do you really need to spend over $2,000 to get a much better bed, or are there really good beds in that $2,000 range?
Absolutely, yeah. You don't have to. And you know what? Any brand, for example, we'll take example Beauty Rest. Their mattresses will range in that $1,000 to $2,000. The $2,000 Beauty Rest is not going to have anything much better in it. The coil is going to be the same. Mm-hmm. But what makes the price different is the amount of quilting and foam layers that are built into the bed. So as you kind of move up, you may get a little bit more coils, mm-hmm. and you may get a little bit more padding. But the core guts of the bed are the same.
Now, the foam products, and you mentioned earlier that you're almost 50% now foam, whether it's the memory foam or the pure latex. They're more expensive, aren't they, typically?
They are typically more expensive. You can get as we've talked about, hybrids, which that's the ability to then enjoy the memory foam and the latex technology, but then it's coupled with using a coil as your support base or foundation. So those will be in that same price range. So it's in an affordable price range, and you still can get the benefit of the latex and the memory foam.
Now, one study I pay attention to is the satisfaction study. I think J.D. Power does it, and I think Tempur-Pedic usually comes out on top. People who invest in those mattresses like them. And why is that? What are they doing differently?
Yeah, it's the number one highly recommended mattress in North America. And these mattresses, generally, people who've had them and enjoy them and love them, they are the ones that people will recommend to their friends and family to go and buy.
You can become a bit of an advocate for the brand, right?
Yes.
And is there something proprietary to what they do, or are other manufacturers mimicking what they do?
Their material is definitely, nobody's been able to replicate that feel and comfort. Now, when you take a Tempur-Pedic and then you marry that up with an adjustable foundation, so the beds that can move up and down together, it creates an incredible sleep system where you get the best type of pressure relief, and at the same time you can alleviate other issues like lower back pain, acid reflux, etc., where you can customize the sleep position that you're in.
So you can do that without the wedge. You do it with the base of the bed.
Base
All right. And before we go, what bed do you sleep on?
I actually have a latex mattress.
Do you?
Yes, and I've had it myself for the last 7 years.
Yeah. Is it time to get a new one?
It's not yet.
I was thinking, maybe you have a different mattress every month to try it out to tell your customers. I mean, so you stick with one.
I do.
Right.
I do. I stick with one. It still performs as good as it had from day one. So I really, really enjoy it.
And that's what you can say to your customers. This is the bed I sleep on. I could choose any bed in the shop. This is the one I choose.
Exactly.
And is that the $8,000 bed?
No, it wasn't.
Your wife's like, no, that's vacation money.
That's right.
All right. We're all out of time. It's always great having you on. So much information. And Sleep Shop is located, we'll go through them again, Vancouver, Richmond, Langley, and Abbotsford, and soon to be the North Shore by the end of the year.
And online at sleepshop.ca.
Good to know. Thank you very much, and we'll have you back again soon. Farouk Manji has been my guest from Sleep Shop. I'm Zach Spencer. I'll speak to you next time.